The Introvert and the Art Show. What it's like to be me. Dances with pit bulls. Look at my new sign from Kathy D. It's adorable, and I wish I had that pit bull. Oh, she is great. This got showed off at my art show, and I'm going to talk about that. I had a great time. I really did. But it sucked the life out of me. And yesterday, I was so useless. I had a headache. I couldn't get out of bed because I am an introvert. And I don't know if you know what that means. Okay, we're going to talk about that. But first, while I'm talking, I'm going to be making little signs for my tomato plants. I'm going to use these big craft sticks, and I'm going to use Outdoor Mod Podge. It's very thick. I mean, modeling paste thick. So first I have to cut these. Okay, what do you think of when you think of an introvert? A lot of people think that introverts are shy. Well, maybe some introverts are shy, but that's not what it means. To be an introvert means that you need a lot of alone time. That being alone recharges you. Extroverts need people. They need a lot of people to keep their battery charged. And this was a very, very big problem between me and my first husband. Because I didn't know about those dynamics then. And he could not ever be alone. He had to be with somebody and talking every waking second. Well, me being an introvert, I needed to be alone. I needed quiet. Luckily, he worked. Bless his heart. He had his faults, but he worked and supported his family. But, you know, on the weekends or whatever, he never shut up. Well, anyway, how does this relate to the art show, you say? Okay. The art show was, you have to promote yourself. You have to talk to a lot of people. And I talked so much, I got a sore throat. You're going to hear me say that. I have some footage of the art show that I managed to take after I closed my doors. And you'll see, it was loud, and I didn't get to interview anybody. I'm going to try and catch these people in their studios while I'm at work sometime, you know, on break or lunch, and see if I can't do some kind of interviews with them that way, because I thought I could do it at the show. I couldn't even get close to the artists. They were talking to somebody else, or, you know, 10 people were talking at the same time, so I didn't think that out very good. So, I had to take all day yesterday and recharge, and I still don't feel good today. It was just the stress of being around all those people. Loud people. because I need a lot of time. I need quiet. And that's why living by myself has turned out to be the best thing ever. Because I don't have a TV. I have a TV. I don't have cable or satellite or even an antenna. I watch Netflix. Well, if I want to watch Netflix, I watch it. If I don't, I don't. I can sit in total silence and knit. I remember this one time at knitting group in Colorado Springs. This, my friend Karen, she was a tight knitter. She knit real fast and real tight because she was uptight or whatever. I don't know. But she's like, I have to have, music and TV and all this going on while I knit. I'm like, I just sit in silence and knit. She's like, that's because you're at peace with yourself. And I thought about it and I'm like, that's kind of true. But I'm also an introvert, and I like to be in my own head and thinking about things, and I don't want to have to carry on a conversation. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm shy. I used to be shy. When I was a child, I was very self-conscious. And, shy people think that people are judging them, and what if I do something wrong? And I didn't want people looking at me. I wouldn't play games at birthday parties or anything like that growing up because I didn't want people looking at me. My sister was in tap, like gymnastics and tap and jazz. Ain't no way. I would go watch her, but I would sit on the sidelines and watch her, and I was just extremely happy with that. I was happy they weren't making me get out there and do stuff. But at some point in my life, I got over that. You can learn not to be shy, believe it or not. If you just know people are not judging you, they're too busy thinking about themselves. Here's my bathing suit theory. Nobody cares what you look like in a bathing suit. They're too busy worrying what they look like. So go to the pool. Go to the beach. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And if they do care, it'll be for like 5 seconds. Oh, look at her. She looks terrible. Oh, look at her. She looks great. Hey, is that a dolphin? So believe me, nobody is going to fixate on you and make a big deal out of it, if they even think of you at all, because they're wondering, what do I look like? Am I too fat? Am I too skinny? Yeah. So I ain't afraid to go to the beach or the swimming pool. Wish I had a beach. I wish I had time to go to the pool. I'm a water baby. I love the water. Back to the art show. Okay. I had some of the greatest conversations. I was like, hi, I'm Rebecca and I'm a YouTube artist. And so people are like, what does that even mean? So I said, well, because I had my videos playing, and I'm like, well, here I am on YouTube making something, and I make my art on camera, or I share my art on camera, and I love it, and I have the best fans in the world. And I said, and I would show them the signs that y'all made me, because I had them taped up there. I had a Happy Mail package from Catherine Benjamin, and I said, and they send me Happy Mail. And oh, the mail lady, she had brought me Kathy's sign earlier in the week, and then she brought me Catherine's Happy Mail. She even knew what to call it. She goes, hey, I have some Happy Mail for you. Now, this is not our regular mail lady. because she and I call them, when she brings me Happy Mail, we call them love letters. But like the first one I got from Kathy, I said, oh, it's Happy Mail, it's Happy Mail. Well, Friday when she came, she goes, hey, I have some Happy Mail for you. I was like, yay, you know what it's called. And I said, you want to see me open it? She's like, sure. So we opened it and looked through it. She's like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. So, too much fun, too much fun. Okay, I need to move these. Mr. Stripey. Have you ever had a Mr. Stripey tomato? Oh my gosh. Okay, here's a story about Mr. Stripey tomato. My kids grew up on a farm, not on a working farm, but, you know, like a farmhouse up a long lane on 2 acres of ground. We had a big garden. So my husband, the extrovert, he tells me one day, you guys got to quit, you have to quit hogging all them stripy tomatoes. I'm like, what do you mean? I haven't had any stripy tomatoes. He goes, I haven't had any all year, and every time I go out there, they're gone. I'm like, well, I'm not getting them. So come to find out, my oldest son was sneaking out in the middle of the night and picking the striped tomatoes and eating them. That's how good they were. So I'm hoping to grow some and eat them all myself. My son lives in North Carolina, so he ain't getting any. And I'm pretty sure all my kids qualify as introverts also. They don't like crowds. They like to be alone. But that's their problem. So, back to the art show. One lady said, and I didn't figure out who she was talking about till later. She came in and she said, Jason works with you guys. He told me I had to meet Dances with Pit Bulls. And at the time, I didn't put 2 and 2 together as to who Jason was. But now I actually know. And I was like, well, bless his heart. Go home and tell him you met me. And I was doing the giveaways with them little toilet paper roll books. And I gave her one. And she was like, this is so cute. Thank you, you know, and all this. And pretty soon she pops her head back in and she goes, I have a question. I'm like, yeah. She goes, would you please come to my 4th grade class and show us how to make these? And I'm like, I would love to do that. And she's like, I did not expect you to say that. And I'm like, why? I live for that kind of stuff. She's like, really? What do we need? I said, you need toilet paper rolls, some cheap acrylic paint, some hair ties, some Mod Podge, and some pictures. She was like, was your telephone number or your email in that little book you gave me? And I was like, yep. So I'm looking forward to that. And I figured out we do have a Jason on the payroll. It's like, duh. That's who that is. Because I'm like, Jason, I don't know who you're talking about. Okay, so I had this other lady pop in. Well, she came in and looked at my stuff, okay? And I'm like, I'm a YouTube artist. And she's like, I don't know what that means. I said, well, I make all this stuff that you see, and a lot of times I do it on camera. And she's like, so are they instructional videos? I'm like, yeah. I said, well, sometimes they're just show and tell, but, you know, it's me working on my stuff on camera, Sometimes it's a tutorial. Sometimes it's just me working and talking. She goes, well, that's not sustainable. And I said, what do you mean it's not sustainable? I've been doing it since October of 2016. And I ain't got no problem doing it. She said, well, it's not financially, something about it won't keep you solvent. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, well, doing it for free like that is not going to pay for your studio space. And I said, what studio space? And she held her arms up like, you know, look around you, lady. This your studio space. And I'm like, this ain't my studio. I said, I work here. This is where I make my... I said, I work here in a high-stress job. I said, I just took it over for the art show. I said, I work at home. I do my art at home, and I do my art for fun. That's how I relax. And she just looked at me and just like ran out the door. I didn't, you know, I don't know. Some people sell their art. I hoard my art to sell later. Is it ever later? I don't know. When the right show comes along, I have no problem doing it. I don't want to put stuff on Etsy. It's too much work. If you guys want something, just tell me and we'll work out a deal. PayPal, cash in a card, a check. I don't care. It's not like I'm never going to sell anything, but a lot of things are not for sale. But all you got to do is ask. But I'm not in it. I mean, I have... Okay, here's the reasoning behind this, okay? For years, I had to use my art to support myself. And it's stressful. You don't know if people are going to buy stuff. But I used to feed my family making quilt kits. But now I have a real job, and I like my job, and it pays me enough to pay my bills and buy craft supplies. And now I have a car. And yeah, I don't have to rely on my art. I can use my art for what is best for me right now, which is relaxing. But at that show, I mean, the paintings were... I don't know how people pay that money. I just don't. I'm not saying the paintings weren't good. I'm not saying the paintings weren't worth it. A small one like this round thing, $400. $400, $600, $800, $1,000, $2,500. That's the prices I was seeing walking around. I put $500 on my purple quilt. Only one person reached for the price tag that I saw. So I have come to the end of my thing. But I put $500 or best offer. Because I don't care if I sell it or not. That's my burial plan. My kids are going to sell my quilts when I go. I have that in writing, by the way. Okay, I'm going to put the footage now of the art show. And I'm going to finish with a picture of me in my sari. Because Chandana brought me a sari and from India, and I wore it. Oh, by the way, we had Indian food from her restaurant. Chandana's husband has a restaurant, so we had, you know, people had wine and crackers. Okay, here's another thing. I ain't done yet. This rant ain't over. A lot of people were serving wine. So a lot of people weren't there to look at art. A lot of people were there for free wine. And by the time I left at 8:45, there were a lot of drunk people. Yeah. So we did not have wine. We had Indian food, and it went really well. She gave out little certificates. So they had to come through my space to get back to my boss's office where Chandana was set up with the Indian food. So it worked out really good. But like I said, people were drinking and walking. One guy spilt some wine on our little rug at the door. Whatever. But yeah, I'm glad it's over. I want to do it again next year. But man, it's probably going to take me a year to recover to get to be able to do it. I feel a lot better today, but I was like useless yesterday. Anyways, I'm putting a picture of me in my sari. I wish I had video of me, but I didn't. So, and this picture was taken earlier. But anyway, if you're with me this far and you haven't already, please subscribe. I need friends. And if I met you at the art show and you're watching this and you remember that I said this, please leave me a comment and let me know you're there. Okay. Rant over. Enjoy the art show.
You're beautiful.
It was his like gallery.
I love her stuff. I can't even tell you how much.
I own too much of it.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
I bet your house is awesome.
I like her pictures.
Oh, you like the pictures? I like the weirdy stuff.
I have some of the weirdy stuff, but mostly the pictures.
I've never seen it.
She calls me the craft lady because I like this more. He's been working on it. I love this stuff.
Yeah, I like that. That is way cool.
He doesn't even have a price on this.
Okay, it's crowded in there, so I'll just do this.
Yeah, when I first started,
It's 8:05. Hello. Hi. I have a YouTube channel and I am promoting people's art. Yep, it's the two cute guys.
We're cute?
Sure.
I'll take it. Edit that so it looks good.
like, you guys come once a year. This is amazing. So, yeah. This is like,
Come on in.
hi, it's Jenny. It's kind to see all the things. Wonderful work.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bright. I don't know. I was like, kind of like, it's not. It's a little red for me. I don't get red. I like red a lot. It looks good. Yeah, you could. My hair is kind of red too, though, so it makes me self-conscious.
That's kind of my
Looks great.
majority rule so far. Let's go on to you.
Yeah.
Hey, Susan.
Pretty nervous. He's pretty nervous. Well, there you go.
I'm sorry. Oh no, I got this.
It's actually on a pretty small brushes. They're folded open. It's a slow drying acrylic, and so you still have to leave the windows shut so it doesn't dry too fast. But this gives you quite a bit extra time, you know. So that's. They usually take about 3 to 4 weeks to do. And that's like 3 to 4 hours a day. But you know, I'm still nervous.
Hello. Hi. We've met before, right?
I talked to you about your work at the
About the art expo. I remember now.
House Life with the
The rabbits. I think it's good.
And I've always wanted to have dogs because we have Party's leaving.
Uh-oh. Ding, ding, ding.
We can't have that.
The color on this one is spectacular.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
And this is where you live, dog.
Right.
I see.
His nest. He gets the
He came
crumbs.
down for a while, but
Yeah.
your
Baby
stuff
sleeping.
is...
That's a pretty little piece of art right there. Hi, sweetheart. There's a good baby. You want to take a night?
He's very friendly.
I can't.
You can scrub his head.
That's so nice. You're so sweet. Look at that. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
Fascinating. It's fascinating.
This is encaustic. Have you ever worked with it?
I've never worked with it. I smell you from now and I work
Yeah.
right down there,
When
and
you
I'm always
walk
like,
by.
yeah, I'm like, she's working in there.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, this is like actually like crayons, right? This
It is.
because it looks, and I can smell it. Like it
Yeah,
smells like
like
melted
melted
crayons. But I love all your this stuff too.
This is stripped down. I tidied up.
Me and
Well,
you
I
both.
throw it into my collages. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the
I
one on
love
the left,
those.
That's a piece of whale jawbone. That's what that is.
Where'd you find that at? On the
On
beach,
the
I
beach.
hope.
Yeah. The Hatteras.
Hello.
Sorry. Hello. Welcome to my studio.
And are you giving classes here?
Yeah, I do. Well, watercolor and encaustic.
Okay. When are your
There's a
watercolor?
sign-
Where do you have the?
There's the sign-up sheet there. Hello. Show me how to do this. Like, this can't be shown. That's what's dope about it. You just gotta feel it. And you gotta see it in your head.
Waiting for me, okay.
Oh, put it down. The abstract has references. Yeah. Jay's gonna be so jealous. That she missed all this dope stuff. I'm having deja vu.
Pretty sure your rotation precedes you, so I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to.
Been smelling those lilies all week. There's why she's been painting them.
Oh, she went to see the other artist. So, I said, just saying, she said, you know, just say face. She'll never say that she did anything wrong. Right? Or that she forgot
something. Good.
My daughter has a house in Truro that she's out there in the summer. Her husband's family has had since 1961. So they have my Truro sweatshirt yesterday.
The East Coast has some great days.
Well, I got my homes actually in South Carolina. I have two.
I'm just for posterity.
Yeah, how did your show go up there?
Awesome. I gave away I talked to so many people I got a sore throat.
I know. Well, he knows so much about rugs. I can't believe it. Yeah, it's very interesting to Provincetown. What a great place.
Yeah, I go there the summer sometimes.
Okay, I'll see you at home.
I had so much fun.
Yeah?
I gave away all my giveaways and I closed the door and left.
Nice!
So what time do you guys leave tomorrow?
7.
Somebody's out looking for a
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, awesome.